You gotta find a way to do some positive things. So it's always a top deal there. We've looked at different things there to try to put our guys in the best advantage, because they're generally, at the end of the day, like that, and obviously particularly down on the goal line, they outnumber you. There's always a few more hats than you have, so you got to find ways to try to find angles and create some seams. And so, yeah, it's a constant focal point for us. It was a combination of both. I think we were in awareness of clock management at that piece, but also we were trying to call a play that we felt like had potential to score. It was that, but then if that potential didn't work, then I also thought we were being a benefactor for, if we needed to go the field goal route, to try to put us in a better position there. So we really tried to look at a play selection that would kind of answer all those questions, and that was kind of our approach. Just, we wanted to be on the same page, and just had some things there from a communication piece. We didn't want to, I guess, leave any stone unturned and make sure everybody was on the same page, and didn't want to get where we were all of a sudden battling it at the end, and we felt like whatever the situations were at those times, that was the appropriate time to use them. No, I think I first go to Coach Tucker. He does a tremendous job of kind of, because at the end of the day, he is guiding us, and we're all in the deal together and talking collectively. But he, I think, does a very good job of kind of setting the position of what he feels is best for us at that time. If it's that's kind of all throughout the game. That could even be a third down transitioning into a fourth down call. Kind of at the end of the game, he's always in constant contact with me and the rest of our offensive staff about timeout usage and what we need and things of that nature. So it really starts with him, and I think as we've gone through it, I think our communication piece is good, and we're all on the same page and able to kind of take those moments and try to calm them down a little bit. I think Brandon has done a tremendous job. I'm really excited about him. He stepped in and has done very well. So I'm excited about him. And then you had Gino, which came in 4 or 5 games ago, played a half, and then got a little bit banged up, and then was back, and he came in with his first start and done well. So those guys in our situation with some of the late season things that just kind of naturally occur to every team, I think, in the country, really pleased with Brandon and Gino. They've done a very nice job and stepped in a time of need, and I think it even springboards us for what's next for those guys.
What about Williamson too?
Yeah, Kevin hasn't quite as many reps, but when he has had his opportunity, he's been prepared and he's taken advantage of it. Yeah, right.
In those positions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, that's a great question. Obviously, you always look at what your opponent's trying to present to you in those particular situations, and we talked about it. We touched on it earlier a little bit. A lot of times there's an extra hat in the box, and you have to decide, what is best to, if they have extra people, how are you going to handle the extra people? And that's where, the defenses nowadays are loading it up on you. And so if you take the quarterback out as a runner, then the numbers change a little bit. So it's always a weekly deal, really, and we look at each week differently and what we think is best with that team is presenting us. And so, yeah, it really kind of changes each week. And then we do have some bread and butter things that we believe in. To me, the pistol, the gun, that really doesn't matter. To me, I mean, it's a run, and so sometimes being in those world helps you because you present something different to the defense that we think can be an advantage. Sneaks sometimes are there, sometimes they're not. When you look on film, some people defend the sneak or those types of things. When you watch film, they'll pack it up and they stack everybody up in there. And so really that situation is very calculated. Those situations are calculated, and really looking at the information that we've gotten throughout the year of what that defense has presented. So the plans are always kind of put in that regard. Yeah, no, Peyton has a ton of options. It varies. Again, some weeks those options are certainly there. And other weeks, depending on what we've kind of looked at and what we think is best, they're not there. So it kind of depends. It's a little bit situational.
It's easy this year.
Sure. Yeah. I'm really pleased. I felt, last week really, really excited about him. He played extremely well last week. I thought I begin to see things in the pass game where he was working through different progressions and read. I thought he saw the field really well. And did a tremendous job, and how he manages us offensively is really at a high level. So, I think he battled through some adversity early, and he's continued to climb, and I feel like in these last 3 or 4 weeks, he's starting to play at a newer level and has developed, and I need him, if you look at any level, we always say this, but you need to play it at a high level. Going into their place, they got a tremendous defense, highly ranked defense, and he's going to have to play it well. I mean, good, that guy has to play well for you to have success, and he knows that, and that's why we play the position and coach the position. So I'm excited about him. He's really progressed. I'm really excited what he did last week, and even the week before. He was, had a few few things that happened there that he fixed, I think, in the week prior, but he's done well, so he's going to have to play well and put ourselves in a position to be successful. I think it is. I mean, I was very pleased with how we were able to come out and you know, particularly in the run game, we had more explosive plays, you know, and that was great to see. And then we coupled that with the pass game, and so, yeah, you know, I think all of us maybe as play callers, you would love to be balanced, but as I always say, it's very situational. Each game is kind of a game within itself. Sometimes that game changes throughout the game depending on what's happening overall, and so. Yeah, I would love to be balanced, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way. But I thought it was a good step last week just in what we were able to do with the run and the pass collectively together. It was good. Yeah, I mean, I think anytime, you know, that presents itself, that certainly presents challenges because, you know, you need to stress defenses. You know, you need to stress defenses, and so, you know, you got to be multiple to do that. And so, you know, that's certainly always a situation that you're looking at, but you know, at the end of the day, at this level, you got to be great running the ball and throwing the ball. And we were a little bit off. I think we've evolved and are coming on and doing better things there. But yeah, it's frustrating, but we got to be able to do both, and we'll continue to find ways. You know, Hamp is awesome. I mean, he's you know, he was certainly with us, and when he first came here, and we just felt like with his skill set, his size, his ability to run. You know, there's sometimes as you go throughout the year, you see different needs and different things present themselves. And we thought Hamp could be one of those guys. He's had a few lingering things from a physical standpoint that has set him back, but he's working through those. But he's been awesome. You know, I think he's got a bright future. You know, he was moving around because he wants to participate and contribute. And we just felt that looking at some of the different things, he could help our team be better. And Hamp was all for that. He's certainly a team player, and so I'm really excited about his future. You know, I'm excited about his future. Like I said, had a few physical things that I think he's getting over, and now we're getting over that hump. But I think his future's bright and can definitely be a great contributor for us. No, he didn't really come over, but he certainly would have been available because, you know, he knows it well. Yeah, so that's, again, I guess just another situation we're trying to see where again, you know, he's an big athletic person that runs well, and so just trying to see, you know, how can he best help the team and help our team, and that, so kind of doing some experimenting with him as well. I think it's, you know, it's certainly a challenge, but also, you know, I feel good with our relationship with our guys, and I know each of us coaches have, you know, our constant communication. It's just a communication piece, you know, and trying to be on the same page and seeing where everybody's at and making sure we're all on the same page. So yeah, it's certainly there, but everybody's dealing with it, and we just got to be great communicators and have those discussions, and I know those are happening and will continue to happen for probably some time. Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah, really excited about those guys. You know, they've continued to work and grind. I've really felt like in the last, you know, probably 6 weeks, I've seen jumps with both of them that have really been positive. So it's a good room we've got. I think they're really good, too, young, talented players, and have really done a great job mentally. So I'm looking forward to the future with them as well. Well, I mean, is there a competition? I don't know. I think there's always a competition, you know, to a certain extent. I know that everybody says it, but there always kind of is a competition. And so, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun to kind of see what happens moving forward. But, you know, I mean, that's why each guy's got to come every day and perform. And so, and those guys know that, and I know they're all up to the challenge. I think it's just a true testament of who Elijah is. You know, he has just done such a tremendous job. And even before that kind of role, he was phenomenal in the you know, the special teams piece. I think at one point he was starting on all four. You know, it just shows what he is, and he kept working, he kept grinding, and there an opportunity presented itself, and he was prepared to take advantage of it. So obviously, high character, hardworking young man, is a great leader for us and our team, and so really happy for him. Certainly, you know, I think Coach Diaz, it's hard to know a little bit, but I'm sure he was pretty involved, you know, being a defensive coach and what occurred there. So, yeah, I imagine there's some carryover, but obviously we got a bunch of great film from him this year to kind of feel, because I'm sure there's different people and different things, so he probably approaches things a little bit differently. So, yeah, with all the film and obviously playing him here in the last game of the regular season, we've been able to use that film quite extensively, and it's been good. Oh, I think, you know, we talk about in our room every day, it comes down to your feet and your eyes. You know, you have to get your body in a position to deliver the ball, all right, and that sometimes obviously is influence of what is going around you, and then you have to get your eyes in the right place, and that doesn't stop. Doesn't matter if you're playing these guys or any guys, and that we'll can carry that through this game, you know, and he's got to put himself in a position there, and then obviously guys that are on the other end have to create space for him. I think, you know, when I look at Keon, you know, obviously he's still very young. And so how he's really grown this year has been positive, and you know, last week a bunch of opportunities came his way, and he stepped up and made the plays. And so he continues to grow, I think, as a receiver, you know, when he came, and then, you know, obviously first year, and then he did basketball, but now he's been in it with the full year, and you just see kind of, I guess, look from camp to where he's at now, you know, I think he's even a completely different player for the better. And so really excited about his future, and, you know, I think the sky's the limit with him. It's just refining the skills and continuing to learn and grow in the position. You know, that's kind of a never-ending process. You know, I like his ball skills, and he has great physicality at times in the run game. But it's all those little nuances. You know, route running's really a skill, and releasing and working on that. You know, obviously we play against some great talented defensive backs, and so you got to continue to work on all those phases to really put yourself in a position. And so we've seen growth, but I think there's room for more.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.